Jamaica has 14 parishes, but when it comes to choosing a government, 4 truly matter. Forget the campaign promises, forget the motorcades. Behind the curtain of every general election, there are 4 places where it is decided: St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. James, and St. Elizabeth. They don't just vote, they choose who leads, and come the next election, they are expected to do it again. Since its independence in 1962, Jamaica has held 14 general elections, and in 13 of them, St. Catherine voted with the winner. St. James, 13. Clarendon, 12. St. Elizabeth, 12. They have picked prime ministers from both parties. They have turned tides, flipped governments, crushed expectations. They are not always loud, but they are always powerful. These 4 parishes are the ones the strategists never take their eyes off. Because if you want to know who wins, watch those 4 parishes. These places are more than names on a map. They are the story of Jamaica. From the sugar plains of Clarendon, to the market life of Santa Cruz, to the traffic in Spanish Town and the hotels of Montego Bay. Here live the taxi men, the cashiers, the teachers, the hustlers, the farmers. Here live the people who show up and speak loudly with their vote. And when these 4 move in one direction, several others move with them. St. Catherine, the decider. Let's start with the biggest name, St. Catherine, home to Spanish Town, Portmore, Linstead, and Old Harbour. It has more seats than any other parish, 11 out of 63. That's nearly 1 out of every 6 votes in Parliament. In 13 of the last 14 elections, St. Catherine sided with the winner. Only once, in 1972, did it get it wrong. This parish has both deep PNP roots and rising JLP strongholds. It swings hard, it swings late, and when it swings, it's usually final. No serious campaign can ignore St. Catherine. Because it's not just a battleground, it's the main event. Clarendon, the kingmaker. This parish is a quiet giant. 6 constituencies, a few main towns, but more political weight than most realize. Clarendon has voted with the winner 12 out of 14 times. The only 2 misfires? 2002, a tie, 3 PNP, 3 JLP. 2007, the PNP edged Clarendon but lost nationally. That's it. Every other time, Clarendon got it right. In 1980, JLP sweep. In 1989, PNP resurgence. In 2020, another JLP majority. Clarendon is Jamaica's heartland. Big farms, big churches, big decisions. And in tight races, it becomes the tiebreaker of the nation. St. James, the Western Star. Now let's head west to St. James, home of Montego Bay, Jamaica's tourism capital. Also, one of its biggest political shockwaves. 13 out of 14 times, St. James backed the winning party. Only once did it miss a line. 2002, when it leaned JLP, but PNP won the nation. Otherwise, locked in. In 1980, during the JLP landslide, it turned full green. In 1989, it flipped orange again. And in 2020, JLP took every single seat in St. James, a full sweep. Montego Bay alone has a massive influence, with urban youth, service workers, and fast-growing suburbs. This is no longer just a tourist zone. It's a vote factory, and it's producing results that decide Jamaica's future. St. Elizabeth, the quiet storm. Now we go south to St. Elizabeth. 4 constituencies, not flashy, not noisy, but deeply consistent. 12 of 14 alignments with the national winner. In 2016, it was split 2-2. In 2007, it leaned PNP, but JLP won the country. Otherwise, spot on. St. Elizabeth is the land of cane cutters, yam farmers, teachers, and shopkeepers. They don't change easily, but when they do, the whole country feels it. One shift here can change the entire balance of Parliament, because when St. Elizabeth says, "Enough," the rest of Jamaica starts listening. Now let's put it all together. These 4 parishes, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. James, and St. Elizabeth, control more than 30 of the 63 seats in Parliament. That's nearly half the country's political power, sitting in just 4 corners of the island. And every time they move together, a Prime Minister is born. PNP or JLP, old faces or new. It doesn't matter what the headlines say, it matters what these 4 parishes do. If you are watching the 2025 election, don't look at the whole map, just watch the 4. Why it matters now. The next election is coming. Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. But the real race, it's already on in Portmore and May Pen, in Montego Bay and Santa Cruz. The battle is in Clarendon North, St. James East Central, St. Catherine South Central, St. Elizabeth Southwestern. The seats that don't make the front page, but make all the difference. This is not a drill. This is the decision zone. 4 bonus facts. Fact 1. In 2020, the JLP won all 5 seats in St. James, a full sweep not seen in decades. Fact 2. Clarendon split 3-3 in 2002, and PNP only narrowly held national power, a warning of how close Jamaica can get. Fact 3. These 4 parishes have never all voted against the winner in the same election. Never. Fact 4. Voter turnout in these 4 parishes is falling faster than the national average. Fewer people are deciding more. In 2025, it could tip everything. This is not about party colors. It's not about hype or hashtags. It's about 4 parishes where the soul of the country lives, where the people vote early, vote with memory and with meaning. St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. James, St. Elizabeth. These are not swing seats. They are the country's compass. So, when the nation turns, it turns here. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe and join the Impacting Jamaica community for more content about Jamaica, the wider Caribbean, and the diaspora.